Hello, my stamping friends. This is Renee Novak at blessedbycards.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States, and I'm here today with another weekly Wednesday tutorial. Today, we're going to create this super sweet card using a 2x3 piece of designer series paper and a greeting from the right words. So let's get started with the supplies you're going to need. So the supplies you're going to need, the Thinking of You from the Right Words. Going to use some Cajun Craze ink. Put that over here. Cajun Craze ink and the Thinking of You. And then you're going to need some Cajun Craze cardstock. So we're going to start with a card base. And that's just an 8.5 by 5.5 folded in half, and then a piece of 4 by 5.25. Actually, you'll need two of those. You'll need one for the inside because this is a pretty dark cardstock. Inside and outside 4 by 5.25. I'm going to take a strip of 3/8 of an inch by 4 to make our little faux ribbon across the center. You're going to need a piece of Cajun Craze that measures 2 1/8 by 3 1/8. And then you're going to need some designer series paper. And today I'm choosing the Timeless Plaid. That's 2 by 3. So you can use any color of designer series paper that coordinates with your cardstock, or you can pick your designer series paper first and then your cardstock, however you want to do it. The sky is the limit to you. You can choose and make this card with whatever you want in your supply stash. So let's get started with this. And first thing I'm going to do is adhere this designer series paper. Just going to take a little bit of my liquid glue and I'm going to put it right on there, and that's going to go right on my Cajun Craze. And so I'm just leaving a little bit of a border. Again, this is a 2 by 3 and I'm mounting on a 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. Now all the supplies and all the measurements for all this card today will be on my blog at blessedbycards.com. So if you don't want to write that down, you can hop on over there and see the measurements. Okay, so before I adhere my Very Vanilla, I am going to stamp my Thinking of You from the Right Words. And of course, we stamp first and then glue in case we have to stamp again. So before I do that, I'm going to know that this is about where I'm going to want that to go so that I have a visual, even though I'm not adhering it. So I'm just going to take this Thinking of You, Cajun Craze, on my vanilla. Beautiful. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're just going to adhere them all together. So I'm going to start with my Very Vanilla. And again, you can use any adhesive that you choose. I like the liquid glue. It gives me a little time to get it straight. My eyes are not what they used to be. So that little bit of extra wiggle room is greatly appreciated. But the snail adhesive or the Stamp and Seal works just as well as the liquid glue. So I'm just going to stick that straight down all across my card front. And then I'm going to glue the panel that we created with the Timeless Plaid Designer Series paper. And I'm just going to stick that right there on the center. And then what I did was I cut a couple of little flowers and leaves from the Gallery Blooms. So I got these really sweet flowers and I did them Cajun Craze, and then I did a couple of the greenery in Old Olive. And I like to kind of glue my stuff together so that I have one piece to glue. It's a little easier for me just to put a dab of glue on whatever you have there to keep it together, so that when you decide where you want to put it, it's all together. So I think I'm going to put it like right here. And so in this case, I'm just, again, going to use some liquid glue. I'm going to put a little bit on the back. It comes out. There we go. And you can, this dries clear. So that's nice as well. Okay, we're just going to just go this way. Straight down like that. Very sweet, delicate little florals from the dies in the Gallery Blooms. And I have another one. I didn't know if I would want to add another one on top or not. Yep, I think I will. Just going to add that to the bottom and make it going the opposite way. So again, just putting a little bit of this liquid glue, and you don't need a lot. You can dab it in little dots. And I think we'll just have that going this way right there. Okay, so that is how super sweet that card comes together. On the inside, you can adhere your very vanilla panel, and of course stamp and decorate however you want for the inside. But if it's a darker color cardstock, I do like to put a lighter panel so that I can stamp and so that I can write my greeting. And of course you can always decorate your envelope and you have a card ready to go. So that is all I have for my weekly Wednesday. Thanks for watching. Be sure to join us next week for another Make It Monday and a weekly Wednesday. Join me on Friday for a 5-minute card. So hop on over to my blog at blessedbycards.com and download your free project sheet and get the measurements and supplies of everything you need for today's card. So thanks again for watching, and until next time, be blessed.